Hey guys, how you doing? So I just talked about one of my favorite fragrances, and I just talked about a Prada fragrance, Prada Luna Rosa Black, which is a very popular fragrance, especially for fall and winter. And so I figured I'm gonna do another review of another Prada fragrance, and this one's a classic. I would say close to masterpiece, and it is Prada Amber Pour Homme. Juice is actually purple, but my hand was covering it, but it's this purplish lavender colored juice. This is actually one of the most underrated fragrances these days, I think. And that's because it is an older fragrance. It's actually not so dated. It was created in 2006, again by Daniela Roche-André. And it actually was the first men's release from Prada. And so that's probably why I think they made this one so classic and sort of depicting the what Prada represents, right? And a lot of fragrances get compared to soaps, right? A lot people say some fragrances have a soapy vibe. This one truly, this one is the one that's actually like luxury soap in a bottle. Often I don't think that fragrances actually smell like soap. They're different. They're more interesting. But this one, it does smell like soap. And in fact, the first thing that it reminds me of is like walking into a five-star hotel bathroom, and it has that smell. And that's because this one actually projects really strongly, and so it's very aromatic and it really fills the space. And I think that's part of the reason why this creates that sort of like, it reminds me of walking into a hotel bathroom where they might have very strong, good fragrances there. So let's get price out of the way as usual. This is a 50 ml bottle. And the price on this fragrance is actually a fantastic value because it is slightly older among the Prada fragrances. So the 50 ml you can get for $33, which I did, and last I checked, the 100 ml you can actually get for about $50, which is a great deal. All right, so moving on to smell. So what is the vibe that this gives off, right? This gives off a very like classy, powdery scent. It's definitely powdery and soap-like. And so I think that this would be perfect for a gentleman, and perfect for more formal occasions, and perfect for work. The opening is actually very bright and very fresh, and there's definitely something like bergamot, some citrus, and it's very likable opening. But this one, throughout its life actually has a lot of depth and is not a super fleeting or light fragrance. And I think, true to its name, Amber Pour Homme, there's a warmth that goes throughout the fragrance, and a spicy quality as well. So this, the way, I think that when they created this fragrance, they said that this one they made it to have four broad accords. I think one is amber, obviously, and then there's fougere, leather, and something else. But I think that really shows what this fragrance is like. It has different facets, and unlike many of the modern releases where it's like a very kind of simple composition, kind of the older fragrances tend to have a more complex composition, and this one does as well. It has a freshness on the opening and throughout. It has some sort of like, it has floral qualities, it has spicy qualities, and then there's like a amber or warmth as well, and that's why this one also works pretty much. I think this one works year-round as a really nice work scent, and I think this is perfect when you have to really step up and kind of give off a more classy vibe rather than being too youthful or playful. I think this is a very professional, manly scent. And despite, you know, the soapy, powdery quality, it actually is, I think, a masculine smelling scent. I think some people might say, you know, it's not the most masculine fragrance, but to me, it's a very classy, gentlemanly fragrance because of this like aromatic freshness, fougere quality mixed in with, of course, the soapiness and the powderiness. And I think, you know, it's hard to do powdery fragrances for men really well, and this really hits the spot. So this, I think, for that reason, is, you know, I would say a masterpiece from Prada. So now let's talk a little bit about the performance. Man, I think the performance on this actually is quite beastly. On me, it lasted like 3 sprays lasted 10-12 hours, and this actually projects more strongly than most designer fragrances, and I think that has to do with that like very aromatic, spicy aromatic quality that this has. Like, you know, I think projection is at least like 2 feet. So if you're sitting, you know, I think in close quarters, you don't want to overspray this one. It can be a little bit too much. Like think of like walking into the hotel bathroom and then smelling too much of that, right? And you don't want that. So, you know, you got to be careful on the sprays. It's a strong fragrance. It's potent. And that's what I actually love about this as well. So performance, definitely no slouch. Now, in terms of any, you know, the uniqueness or comparison to anything else, this is unique. I haven't smelled anything like this. And I don't have anything like this or anything that gives off a similar vibe in my collection. And I think you'll be hard pressed to find something that is similar to this one. And so this is at least a must try. And I think given the price, you know, you can't really go wrong with, you know, buying a 50 ml and paying $35 for it. So give this a try. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. I am curious to see if, you know, people also think it's a masculine fragrance, if people think it's a masterpiece, you know, if it's as good as I make it out to be, right? So let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.